as both guns are great. I am rolling with the M1A1 and I really like it. Both the penetration and 128mm and the average damage of 115 damage are one of the best in its tier, only shadowed by the gun of the Russian Su-85B. Moreover, this gun is good enough to wreak havoc even in higher tier battles. The only negative point is the accuracy at 0.41, but thanks to the great rate of fire at 16.22 rounds per minute, you can just keep on firing even if you miss sometimes. The loading time is top-notch as well at 1.7 seconds. I definitely have to give some praise, however, also to the 105mm howitzer gun, as it packs a monstrous 410 average damage in tier 4 combined with 53mm of penetration, meaning that you can pretty much one-shot anything in your tier if you aim well. Hell, if you really want to troll around, just load some gold ammo in this thing. The heat shells will give you 101mm of penetration with average 350 damage, which is pretty brutal for its tier. Now, of course, the accuracy is the usual derpy 0.55, but the aim time is still very good at 1.7 seconds. If you like derping around, this is a great machine to do it. Regarding equipment, I did go with camo net, gun rammer and gun laying drive. But as the aiming time is actually quite good to begin with, instead of the gun laying drive you might wanna think about binos. With the 400-meter basic view range, you can get this up to 500 meters and you will be stationary for a good amount of time. As for crew skills, I would go with 6th sense and camo all around at first. Alright, so now that's all settled, it's time to play some games and see how this baby handles on the battlefield. Alright, so here we are in Live Oaks, in a Tier 5 standard battle. As we are playing our T40 starting from the south base, we will just roll out and take our place with the other TDs in that sniper's nest on the little hill. This will give us great shots on the enemy entering the town, and also on the little houses next to the swamp, where they also try to hide usually. Well, right from the start we can see that the team deploys the usual way, sending only a marginal force to protect the eastern flank. Just looking at the map, I pretty much know that the enemy most probably will break through here. But I decided to help push the city area to make sure we can push in the enemy base before we are overrun, and just to keep an eye on the minimap for the time being. Alright, so it begins. One hit. And that's a very tricky shot. Ooh, missed that one. Come on. We need to move. The eastern front is just about to collapse. Alright. Ooh, that was not well aimed at all. A beautiful 2 damage shot. And a miss. Yeah, turret side of a Churchill is no problem. But hitting it with this accuracy sometimes is. And we bounce one. Come on. Yes. So a lot of misses, but just keep on firing. Alright, and this is the moment when I realize, oh shit, this is not going well. So I point it out, but to be honest, the heavies can't really do anything about it. KVs are just way too slow to get back and do anything about our base being just overrun. So there's nothing else to do. It's 3 of us. We have to make this work. I mean, that Grilla is doomed. But it was for a long time now, so I guess he could have moved. No shot at this Hetzer from here. Our heavies really need to go and cap at this stage. Good shot at the T40. Just keep on firing. Yeah, as soon as he was tracked, he was done for. And this Crusader, I have a lot of problem hitting him. Miss after miss after miss. But to be said, that's actually my fault. I should have aimed more before in anticipation of his movement. Finally another hit. Alright. 2 good shots. And the Churchill asking if I don't have any ammo. Now that I have fired for the last 2 minutes constantly. Alright, so now it's just me, so really nothing else I can do. They won't come here, so have to go and reset that camp. And to that, unfortunately, I have to cross this field. So let's just hope Crusader is not coming right now. And of course, raging in the chat as usual. And that TD is facing completely the wrong direction. And penetrating that guy from the side is no problem at all. Also, the Crusader is kind enough to put his sides towards me. So, camp reset, done. And unfortunately, this is the moment when I have a bit of a brain fart. This is an 82. Going head to head with it, with no real cover, is really stupid. We bounced one, but that was really lucky. And that one didn't do any real damage. And no, I mean, I just can't penetrate this guy from the front. At least not unless I aim at weak spots. And yeah, that was actually really stupid. But we allowed the team to cap, so that's a win. And there you have it. Ace tanker, high caliber, over 1300 XP undoubled and over 21,000 credits. We did manage to dish out over 2000 damage, the highest in this match, and all this despite the inaccuracy of the gun. We did fire the gun 42 times and scored only 28 hits with 25 penetrations, which adds up about 56% hit ratio. Thanks to the great rate of fire, however, we could maintain our DPM throughout the game. Just put yourself in a good position and keep the gun firing. This machine will dish out the damage for you. So in our second game, we are on Sand River in an encounter battle, also in a tier 5 match, though this one is more of a mix of tiers 3 to 5. Now this is not an amazing game with millions of medals, but an enjoyable solid little game, the type you can expect regularly playing the T40. As the game starts, I decide to start on the ridge next to our starting point, giving me good shots on most of the map. Now I am aware that my flank is not completely safe, so I will have to keep an eye on the minimap as the game goes on. Alright, there are quite a few nice little sniping spots on top of this hill, both with cover and concealment. Now in the beginning I'm just derping around, to be honest, around this rock. I mean, this is the most stupidest placement it's possible to do here. I mean, if there is solid cover and concealment, you don't stop before it, you go behind it and actually use the damn thing. So, thankfully, I decide to move my ass a little bit. And again, typical mistake, I'm way too close to the bushes. Unfortunately, I don't have sixth sense, so I can't tell exactly if I'm spotted. But firing so close to the bush, it's quite possible that I will get spotted here, and that's dangerous because right now I'm just at the palm trees, and there is absolutely no cover there. I have to move back towards the rocks or just reverse down. Oh, that was close. Yeah, and we did catch the turret of that B1. And right now, with this AMX-40, that's exactly the reason why you just don't go over ridges like that. I mean, you give your weakest parts to the enemy on a silver plate. Oh, and there we go. So I definitely have been spotted here. Time to disappear from the radar. Relocate. Just a few meters. Alright. Here are our next contestants. And yeah, I completely messed this one up. Usually I'm alright catching these little bastards, but here I just completely mess it up and I can't get a shot in. Luckily, T40 nails him. So that flank is secure. And it's going really well. I mean, 8-3, this game is pretty much in the bag. But we already only did 455 damage until now, and that's when I spot the Stug. Or Stug. And to be frank, he was already appearing on the minimap before I actually noticed him, so if I did pay a little bit more attention to the minimap, I could have nailed him probably. And this Hetzer is just going for it. But then he stops, so that's that.